What is up, guys? This is Dead Rockstar from Mod Informer, and this is Double Action Boogaloo. What's a Boogaloo? And what's the double action? This mod has more answers than questions. Maybe you need more style in your life. Do you wish you could do backflips while shooting? Or maybe leap off a building and gun down your opponent on the way down to your own death? If you said yes to any of those questions, strap in, because Double Action Boogaloo is a hell of a ride. If you've been around for a while, you may know about the Specialists, and maybe you've heard of Action Half-Life, both highly recommended mods, both of which you may have had a hard time trying to find a server for. By many, Double Action Boogaloo is known as the spiritual successor to the Specialists, and I really feel like it deserves that title. With super fast-paced gameplay, bullet time and all, you definitely see the resemblance. Originally released in July 2014, the mod's been out for a while, and technically it's still in beta. The mod held a Kickstarter campaign back in 2013 with very underwhelming results. The Kickstarter failed, however in my opinion, the dev team still delivered a very good-looking product. Despite the lack of funding, the most recent update was pushed out on January 29th of 2016, which added 3 new maps, new sound effects and music, and also introduced the Double Action Tournament for 2016 and Double Action's Patreon page. So if you'd like to support them directly, that'd be the place to go. On with the review, shall we? So it's obvious that I enjoy Double Action, and it's a really great time. It's chaotic, it's fun, and it doesn't take itself all too seriously. Your main objective is to score style points, mainly by actually hitting your target, and you earn lots of points by performing tricks with style while also killing enemies or landing shots. So being able to actually aim is a big deal here. And amongst a hurricane of bullets, diving and sliding bodies, it can be challenging, but it still remains fun. And that's what I think it does best. Double Action Boogaloo is easy to pick up and very enjoyable, and it's fun to watch. You get a variety of different weapons to choose from: fists, grenades, 2 sets of pistols, the MAC-10, shotgun, MP5, and what looks like to be the HK-33, I'm no expert on weapons, and then the AR-15, or the M16, it's one of the two. The weapons loadout works like this: you have 30 slots in total, so each weapon will take up a certain number of slots. So unfortunately, you can't load up like a Doomguy or something. I found all of the weapons to be decently fun to play with. I typically avoid the pistols or any of the semi-auto weapons for that matter, just because you have to keep on clicking to fire them. The weapon models are good, although it would be nice to see a little bit more polish applied to the view models, specifically to eliminate the space between the fingers and the gun. But that's just me nitpicking. Again, this mod is still in beta. You could say in this mod, the effects are stylish. For a mod obsessed with style, I have to admit, the folks did a great job making it great. The slow-mo is awesome, everything around you darkens slightly, doves carry you to victory, and the sound for when you enter and exit slow-mo is perfect. Your bullets fall off the screen as you empty your clip into enemies. I'd say that's a nod to games like House of the Dead or Time Crisis. When you shoot anything metallic, bullets seem to explode off of it when they ricochet. You leave a trail of money behind you when you're carrying the briefcase in the little minigame. More on that in a second. and you glow with power when your skill activates. I mean, that's a lot of effects. These guys must have been busy. Think about the ones I didn't mention. So, about those minigames. When you start a match, double action is simply just deathmatch. And as the game progresses, there are a few minigames that are introduced. And it works really nice with the mod. It changes the pace and focus of everything. For example, you might be going back and forth with one of your opponents, and suddenly a briefcase of money appears on the other side of the stage. If you can pick up and deliver that briefcase, you'll be granted all 3 power-ups, Athlete, Marksman, and Reflexes, for 30 seconds or so. I've been able to crank out some pretty good killing sprees with that power-up, so it's kind of a big deal. Besides your weapons, you can pick a certain style, ranging from Marksman, which is very gunplay centric, to the Brawler perk, which is obviously melee based. With each different style, you get a couple passive perks, and once you fill up your style meter, an active perk gets enabled, which gives you a nice bonus perk that should help you out a little bit more. I do want to take a second and talk about the controls. The controls, as awkward as they may be, once you get used to them, they're pretty tight. Once you know your limits and what you can and cannot do, you might be able to stop yourself from going off a ledge here or there. However, here or there when I lose focus, I found myself hitting the wrong button, so you might need to remap some of those keys or find out what works best for you when you play double action. And another thing, when you hit X, that swaps you into first-person view mode, so you get to choose how you want to play. It's always nice to have that option. So in-game, you don't get to see your amount of kills or deaths. Instead, you simply get to see your style score. Kills will obviously help out with that, but it actually means you aren't punished for dying, so jumping off a building to gun someone down isn't out of the cards, and besides that, it's totally badass. The map design is at a level I would expect from a mod like Double Action. I'm not going to go very in depth with this, but most servers spend time on rooftops, training day, which is a subway train station, and streets, which is basically an office building surrounded by 4 streets. There's a few other maps, and they're all great, and they're tons of fun to play. Extra love and care has been applied to most of the maps to include types of obstacles you'd expect to see, plenty of ledges, gaps, glass and holes to slide through. I just love the sliding, it's so much fun, and it's so satisfying when you can land a kill shot sliding past a doorway. Oh, that's so cool. So that's Double Action Boogaloo. Highly recommended. Get it for free on Steam. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time here on Mod Informer.